Around the Table on Harrison's Original, KHOZ.
Welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. It is Ann's day off today. She's going to be gone for an entire week.
Yeah, she's always gone. What's the deal with that?
I don't know.
Didn't she just come back from a big dive trip?
I know she just did.
And now she's off to another one?
I know. But in the studio with me today is the one and only, the famous and the infamous, and always lovely, Lisa Johnson.
That's an introduction. None of it's true, but it's an introduction.
Well, it took me all night to write that.
Did you? Did it?
All night.
We've known each other a long time. You could have been honest. The annoying pain in the neck. You could have.
No, those adjectives are for Ann.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to be nicer to me than you are to Ann?
Well, today I am.
Oh, okay.
I need you today.
No, you don't. No, you don't. It's good to be here. I like it.
It's fun. Good.
Yeah.
Well, you do an afternoon show.
I do. Living Life with Lisa from 3
Lisa.
until 7 on New Country 102.9.
The Triple L's.
Yep, the Triple L's.
Yeah.
And it's all about everything crazy that happens in my life. And trust me. Ooh, doggy.
Are you a magnet for that?
I think I am. I mean, and I just increase it sometimes. I think things are good. Like we were empty nesters for a while.
Yeah.
Right? And it was great, and it was
That
fantastic.
lasted 3 weeks?
It lasted 3 weeks. And then, yeah. Because it started right as the pandemic started is when we became empty nesters. And then the pandemic came, and I had a kid in college in New York, our last kid, and they sent her home as soon as anything happened. And so then we had her, then we got my mom, then we got my mother-in-law, and then we got everybody back. And now we just have one kid and one mother.
You need somebody else to move in?
Probably. We have an extra bedroom, so come on.
There's probably plenty of food scraps, table scraps.
Grandbaby's coming this weekend. Macy Kate's coming this weekend, and Sophie are coming this weekend because Sophie's husband's he's got to go out of town. And so they're coming this weekend, and we went to the grocery store last night. And Jim said, we spent $400 at the grocery store.
Jeez.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
And he said, how did we spend all this money? I said, because when it's just us, we don't eat. It's a bowl of cereal and it's no big deal.
Yeah.
But when the grandbaby comes, I actually have to cook for her. So we had to buy food because, he can eat a bowl of cereal. She can't.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, though.
Yeah.
It's,
it's not going to get better.
No, it's not.
And as the babies get bigger, they eat a lot more.
They eat a lot more.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something else. Everybody wants us to be healthy, right? We want to be healthy.
Oh, yeah.
But real food is so much more expensive than processed food.
It is.
Because everything we bought was, ground turkey and vegetables and, onions and lettuce and all that. And it's ridiculous.
I've got a box of cereal that's been in the cabinet for over a year. Mm-hmm. And I guarantee if I pour it in a bowl, it's going to be just as crisp as the day one.
Of course.
And you think about that and you go, that's in my body. And my body's going to be preserved if I keep eating
exactly.
This stuff.
It's not good. Not good.
So other than that, everything is
fabulous.
Fabulous for you?
Oh, it's just great. I am taking care of a blind dog.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That's an interesting.
That's part of that breed, is it not? Is it not?
Well, maybe it is. Poodles do get glaucoma.
Yeah.
I have a 6-year-old Labradoodle, so he's a Labrador poodle, and he got glaucoma at 6 years old and lost one eye, and then about 6 months later lost the other. So he's completely blind. So that's an interesting dynamic. Yeah. Trying to get him to live a good quality life. Now he's happy as a clam, his tail's wagging all the time. He just, if he gets excited, he just walks into walls.
Oh boy.
I mean, and I think I need to get like a halo. They have these halo things you can put on him, but I hate to make it cumbersome for him, And everybody tells me he will get used to it. Don't move the furniture. Just keep everything the same so he knows what path to go.
Yeah.
Now, he has learned the path to get into his crate because when I leave to come to work, he goes into the crate and he knows how to do that. He knows how to get into the bedroom and get into the crate. So you know.
Well, I mean, for years you've gotten up in the middle of the night and gone to the restroom
Absolutely.
with your eyes closed.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you just get used to it.
You get used to it.
Hopefully you'll live a good life.
Yeah.
I know the bigger dogs, they have hip issues.
Yes. Yeah. And he has always had ear issues. He's lost an eardrum.
Wow.
Because poodles, again, have all that hair in their ears. And so you got to yank it out, and he just is prone to that.
Yeah.
So he's just a little mess, but we love him.
Well, you got to love them. You know, they're there for you.
Yep, they are.
They always love you.
He's my best-
unconditionally.
Unconditionally. He doesn't care that I'm a crazy lunatic. He loves me anyway.
We care, though.
Yeah, well.
Well, let's do some weather.
Okay, I'm ready.
You want to do some weather?
I'll do it.
I know today is going to be about 73 degrees.
About
High
73
for today. There's going to be I think it looks like 80% chance of precipitation.
Yeah, is it in the afternoon?
Yes.
It's sunny in the morning, rainy in the afternoon?
Yeah. And then Saturday, I think it's going to be partly cloudy
Yeah.
with a little bit of sun, but it looks like there's a 90% chance of showers.
Yeah, I'm afraid we're going to have showers for several days.
Yeah. So
And it's not, it's May. May is supposed to be bringing the flowers. April was supposed to be bringing the showers.
I couldn't get that right. I thought it was May showers bring May, or May flowers bring May showers.
No, well,
Or
actually,
April
if
showers.
April okay, let me see. If April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? Pilgrims.
Pilgrims. Okay.
Okay, that's what
Okay.
they do. Mayflower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mayflower.
The Mayflower. Got it?
Boy,
You
that
got it
just
now.
hit me. That sounds like a dad joke.
It is a dad joke.
Oh,
It's
my
a living
gosh.
life with Lisa joke.
Boy.
Yeah, pretty sad. But,
Well, there's only so many things you can say on the radio.
well, this is true.
Yeah, so we have to keep it focused.
Yes.
Focused. Anyway,
focused.
the weekend's going to be a little iffy, and then Monday it looks like it's going to be like 80% chance of showers too. So it's
And
going to be
cooler
raining off
temperatures,
and on.
right?
Cooler,
Yeah.
yeah, high 64.
Okay, so that is much
Wow,
cooler
that
than
is
what we've
cooler,
had.
Yeah. So get ready for that. Enjoy the weekend and your extra day off if you get it.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get one.
Yes, we are. It's also my birthday.
It is.
Memorial Day is my birthday
Should
this
I
year.
sing happy birthday
I
now?
would. Well, you can, or you can just wait and sing it on Tuesday when we come back to work.
Okay, I could do that.
You could do that.
Sure. Grab you and bring you in here and
Yeah, I mean,
humiliate you
Of course.
in front of
Of
all
course.
three of us.
yeah. And maybe I'll be doing the show on Monday. I don't know. I mean, on Tuesday. Am I coming back, or is this my?
No,
is this it?
This is it.
Oh, okay.
This is your. I mean, I'll have you back if
Well,
you want
I
to
mean,
fight
it's-
with Beamer.
No. He will have so many stories of his California
Oh, my
trip,
gosh,
so
yeah.
it'll be a great, entertaining show.
The great thing about Beamer is when he tells a story, it's minute by minute. The
yes.
stories are minute by. It's not like I did this in summary and I had a great day on this
No.
day and then I'm here.
No.
He'll be talking for hours.
Yeah.
Mohawk Big Deals has got a great thing going on.
Oh, yeah, the auction.
Yes. Let me look here. Capaldi's One Stop Heating and Cooling. They've got it's called a Daikin.
It's a Daikin.
Oh, it's Daikin.
It's Daikin. I thought it was
Oh,
Daikin
yeah,
too,
okay.
but it's Daikin.
They need to take that A out of the
Yes,
word.
they certainly do.
It's a Daikin Intra Mini Split 12,000, not 1,200,
Mm-hmm.
but 12,000 BTU 18 SEER 2. I don't know what a SEER 2 is.
I don't know, but it mounts on the wall,
Right?
and it will cool an area up to 500 square feet.
Right.
And they do all of the insulation and everything included.
Now, he's going to be here on the show later
Yes.
in the hour, and he's going to explain a lot of things. Now, there's an auction on this.
There's
It's
an
not
auction.
A price.
It's
There's
not-
an auction.
The starting price, if you go to mohawkbigdeals.com, it will give you what the starting bid is.
$2,500.
$2,500, okay. And the auction is from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Tuesday.
Oh, one day.
It's a one-day auction,
Okay.
6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 27th.
Well, the opening price is $2,500, and the actual retail price is $4,447.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
it's a good deal if
That's
you
a
can get it for
great deal.
$2,500. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But it doesn't heat; it just cools.
I
or-
believe so.
Okay,
We'll have to ask him
we'll
that.
find out. We'll
Because I'm
find
not
out
really
about
sure about that, Dan. That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a great question because I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right.
We'll ask him.
Well, we always want it to heat. If it gets cold, we want to.
Well, sure.
Yeah, we'll turn the heat up.
And-
Because if you have a woman in the room with you, she's either too hot or too cold.
Yeah. It's true. We can't ever make up our mind.
No.
I mean, let's be honest. We can't.
And then when you get to a normal situation, you said, "Let's move the furniture."
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That is me. And that's why it's really hard with a blind dog because I can't move furniture anymore. I have been known to just.
I know.
I have been known at 8 o'clock at night to say, "Hey, Jim, will you help me move the couch?" because I want to change something around. I do that all the time, and I can't do it anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to go to our topic to ponder.
Ooh.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
Does that voice sound familiar?
I do, Delaney. I miss
yeah,
her.
I do too.
I wish she was back.
Yeah, maybe we get her back sometime.
I hope so.
These questions all week have been about what others think about you.
Oh, really?
So see if you can answer
What other people think about me.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. What do you hope someone would say is your most unique quality?
My most unique quality.
What would somebody else say about you?
About me?
Yeah.
My ability, unique. My ability to just talk about anything at any given time.
Okay.
Just,
Thumbtacks.
Yeah. Thumbtacks. They're amazing because if you have a thumbtack, you can do so much with it. You can put little Post-it notes everywhere and thumbtacks, so you keep them up there.
Yeah.
But they're also good for shelf paper in your in your
You've done
cabinets.
this, I'm
you
sure.
just put them. Of course, you put them down there. Also, if you want to really annoy someone you can't stand, put a thumbtack on the floor.
There you go.
Boom. Yeah. Now, I would like for people. You said unique. I would like for people when they think of me to think of me as a Christian woman. That's what I want. That's what I want people to think of when they think of me.
And how would you do that?
Well, I just want them to think that that Christ shines out. He's inward in me, and he shines out.
Mm-hmm.
And I want people to know what I believe and what I see just in my everyday life and what I do.
Okay.
So that's that, and I guess that's unique as well. But when I think of unique, I think of
Okay.
quirky, something quirky. But that's
Yeah.
And I want people
And
to
some people like that you're talking about
Yeah.
do stand out. They don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
They can be in a room and you go,
there's something different
There's-
about that
yeah,
person.
yeah.
And I want to be that. There's something different. What's different about you?
Mm-hmm.
So then I can say, well, what's different about me is I live my life for Jesus.
yeah. Okay.
So, but
right.
that's that's me. And there's a lot of people that will say she's a pain in the neck. A lot of people say she talks too much.
Yeah.
A lot of people say I can't stand her.
Yeah.
Or she has too many opinions that differ from me.
I've never heard that from anyone.
Well.
About you. I'm not.
Okay, good. That's good. What would you say your most unique quality people think of?
I'm fabulous.
You are fabulous. No, you are though. I have known you for a long time, and you have always been just genuine. You know exactly what you're thinking. You shoot it straight. You don't sugarcoat. When you see something that is not right, you call it out, and I appreciate that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I don't take compliments very well.
Oh, I don't either.
I don't know what to do with them.
I don't.
I don't know which pocket to put them in. Mm-hmm. So.
Because what do you say? Thank you.
Yeah. What
Because
do you
you're
think?
like, oh, sorry. I mean, yeah. So I get it.
You want to do some history?
Yes, I'd love to. I love history.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
We never before sent so many to battle under the flag in a foreign land. Never before was there the impressive spectacle of thousands of dead returned to find eternal resting place in the beloved homeland.
Okay, World War One.
It's 104 years ago.
Uh-huh.
That was President Warren G. Harding.
Oh.
He traveled to Hoboken.
Hoboken, New Jersey. Yeah, Hoboken.
Yeah. As the remains of 5,212 American soldiers, sailors, Marines, and nurses killed in World War I returned to the United States. While there is no recording of his speech that day, the reenactment was recorded the following day at the White House.
Interesting.
Yeah.
In Hoboken. Home
Hoboken.
of Carlos's Bakery.
Now, you're from New Jersey.
I am.
Yeah, so you know where that's at.
Oh, Hoboken is great. Hoboken is where Frank
Is that where the
Sinatra's from.
hobos?
No, that's where Frank Sinatra's from.
Oh, okay.
Hoboken. And that's where
Hoboken.
Carlos Bakery, the big, cake boss, big, very famous bakery in New Jersey and all over the country because he did a show on, the Food Network. That's the original home.
Okay.
Great place.
Reports in Kabul say that tribes living in the eastern provinces, Nangarhar and Paktia, have joined the struggle against the Soviet invaders.
You want to do these? Do you wanna do
I will
some?
be happy to.
Or- okay.
42 years ago, an announcer for the English language service of Radio Moscow surprised the world and got himself fired by praising anti-Soviet rebels in Afghanistan on the air and criticizing Soviet policy. Don't do that in Russia. Here's part of Vladimir Denchev's broadcast. That was his
him?
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have done that. That was kind of a suicide mission right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
In
Should not have.
1983, for sure.
This next one is music that we cannot play because we'll be flagged. So it was back in 1989, 36 years ago.
Do you want me to sing it? Because she's one of
Do you
my
know what it
absolute
is?
favorite. It's 80s Ladies.
The KT Oslin?
Yeah, KT Oslin. I Always Come Back and Do Ya. That was from the 80s Ladies album.
Ah, okay.
The best album. KT Oslin, my favorite, from Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is she from Arkansas?
She is from Arkansas.
Had no idea.
Yeah. Fabulous. All right, 30 years ago today, almost 5 weeks after the Oklahoma City bombing, a demolition crew used explosives to take down the shell of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building. Oh, I remember being in this building when that happened.
Oh, really?
Being right here working, and it happened, and our break room was at the other end of the hall, and we had a TV and a couch and everything in there, and everybody was in there watching it. And I remember being in here doing something and going out there. It was awful.
Oh,
Yeah.
horrible.
Once the smoke cleared and we can see that the symbol wasn't there, the agony was over, there was really almost a feeling of exhilaration that's behind us, it's over with, we can get rid of it.
Yeah, and that was the same day when they demolished the building.
Right.
It's a very difficult decision for a lot of people, but we're moving forward together.
This was 12 years ago. The Boy Scouts of America voted to allow gay scouts. BSA President Wayne Perry spoke after the vote.
Okay.
That was him.
We got another gunshot victim at 7-Eleven. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Okay, that was 11 years ago. 22-year-old Elliot Roger went on a rampage near the University of California, Santa Barbara, killing 6 students and wounding 13 other people before taking his own life.
Okay.
For years, the U.S. has had a policy of so-called strategic ambiguity when it comes to Taiwan, a self-governed island that China considers its territory. A top Chinese spokesman fired back at Mr. Biden. Taiwan is purely China's internal affair, he said. We won't stand for any foreign interference. The White House sought to soften the president's stance, claiming our policy has not changed and that Mr. Biden simply committed to provide Taiwan with the military means to defend itself.
That was back in 2022. 3 years ago, President Joe Biden said the U.S. would intervene militarily if China were to invade Taiwan. It was one of the most forceful presidential statements in support of Taiwan's self-governing in decades. CBS News correspondent Nancy Cords had more on this.
Happy birthday, Drew Carey. Comedian and game show host was born on this day in 1958, 67 years old.
All right. And the cheers just keep coming. And then also another birthday cut. Singer Jewel was born on this day in 1974. She is 51 today. The Homer, Alaska native scored her first hit entitled Who Will Save Your Soul?
What is Bangladesh? And that is correct.
Ken Jennings, it's his birthday, born on this day in 1974, 51 years old, Jeopardy champion, and then he's the host now, too.
Yeah.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
Oh, my gosh. This is a birthday cut. Movie writer, director Ryan Coogler was born on this day in 1986, 39 years ago. And that was a soundtrack from the trailer Black Panther.
Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda. All right.
Wakanda.
We are going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have Reen Christie, better known as Marcia from the Waltons.
Oh, the little tease.
On the phone.
Little tease.
Yeah, she has written a book.
Oh, the name of the book is The Most Perfect
The
Girl.
Most Perfect Girl. And excited to get her on the phone. We're going to do that in just a few seconds. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
here.
Around the Table, streaming live on Facebook and Hometown TV, channel 26.1.
And welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. We have Lisa Johnson filling in for Ann this morning. And on the phone is Reen Christie. Reen, are you there?
I am. Hello.
Good morning. I know that you're out in California. We sure do thank you for getting up 2 hours early for
bless
us.
her heart.
How's the weather out there this morning?
Oh, absolutely beautiful. It's been very, very hot, 100 degrees yesterday.
Wow.
But today it's supposed to be 80 and beautiful, and I'm enjoying it.
Great.
Well, great. I met you at the Cherry Blossom Festival, and you were there at a booth, and you were promoting a book that I thought was pretty interesting. Yeah. And the name of the book is The Most Perfect Girl. And you want to tell us a little bit about the story behind that? It's very intriguing, but it's based in the World War II. Is that correct?
Yes. The book chronicles the lives of 4 main characters who meet as children. 3 of them meet as children in the 1930s. Chronicles their life through the 40s. When America enters World War II, these 2 young men have special talents in that they speak German and French, mm-hmm. and are very adventurous and become very useful in the war. At the time, the OSS was formed, which was the precursor to the CIA, mm-hmm. and also at the time, the paratroopers were birthed, as you might know, in Georgia.
Right.
Fort Benning. But the story is the history of, and the historical setting of the story is true, but the characters in the historical setting is fictional. So it's an historical fiction. But the love story and many of the stories that happen to these characters are true stories that I sort of melded together from those stories that were told to me by my patients. So I was a nurse for 40 years, and oh my goodness, I talked to people who escaped from behind the Iron Curtain in a hot air balloon. Wow. And I talked to people who were just quiet heroes who brought Jewish people through the night to help them escape during the war. And just amazing people with a desire to survive and thrive through very, very difficult conditions in their lives. And past the World War II years, you know, just surviving the new life that we had in the 1950s and the new type of prosperity that Americans were going through, immigration from Europe, and just the birthing of just a wonderful family life that happened at that time. And so the story, The Most Perfect Girl, the title actually came from a patient who said to me, "I have a story to tell you."
Oh,
wow!
So I was working. I was working in the ER. Had 5 patients just then, and I was a little bit busy. And I said, "I'll tell you what. If you put your arm out so I can grab some blood and start an IV, I'll start listening."
Let me take some blood
and
from you.
First, let me take your blood and your story. So
amazing.
So he said when I was in 6th grade, I met the most perfect girl.
Ah, okay, yeah. Well,
so then I listened.
And then you listened, and then it helped to form this beautiful story.
Yeah. Well, the synopsis
Well,
is...
he gave me a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah.
And all of the rest I filled in,
Right.
and I changed him. I changed who he was, what he did for a living.
Right.
But the story, the inspiration of the love story from his most perfect girl is there. Yeah.
Now, is this your first book? Have you written before?
It is my first novel. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So you've done short stories and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people may not know who you are just from your name.
I do.
But we want to recognize that you were Marcia on the very first episode of The Waltons. Is that correct?
Yes.
Marcia Woolery. Yes, Marcia Woolery. Yeah. I am a huge Waltons fan. I remember you. You were such a little tease, my friend. Such a little poor John boy. The things you did to him, he just wanted a kiss. He just wanted to go to the dance, and you just would never give him an answer. It was just crazy. And then your poor fiance and all that good kind of stuff. But what a fun role. I mean, to be in the first episode of The Waltons.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say I didn't even know what The Waltons was. It hadn't been on the air yet, and I did not watch The Homecoming. So I had no idea I was even going to work that day with Richard Thomas. I had no idea. I had a big crush on this actor who I'd seen in a couple of movies, and all of a sudden I'm standing there walking on the set to start rehearsing and working, and John Boy.
Yeah.
And you had to kiss him. You had to kiss him too. I mean, you had a big crush on him, and your first scene you had to kiss him.
You know that it's funny that you say that, because when he was walking over to me, I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to be acting with Richard Thomas today. And for the first time, I suddenly became nervous. And then as he walked closer, I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to kiss Richard Thomas today. And then I had to recover, before he got to me. I had to recover.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it's so good that you're a professional actress, and none of that was affected you whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, especially if it's your crush and you had no idea. And it's funny, you had no idea who were playing the characters when you arrived on set.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Well,
so it was a lovely day. One day I cherish.
Yeah. Were you sad to know that you were just a reoccurring character?
Well, I was actually pleasantly surprised that I was a reoccurring character, because the first season, the script was written, and that was the only time that Marcia Woolery appeared. And so for me, it was a wonderful job and a wonderful, couple days work.
And you
the
moved
next
on.
season, they wrote me in again and called, will you be able to work on?
Oh, okay.
And I said, well, sure. And for the next 4 seasons, I was written in.
I think because you guys had really good chemistry, because he was so shy and so, unopposing, and you knew what you wanted, and so the characters really, really worked well together.
Had that sexual tension there.
I mean,
it
was great, and so you were delightful on that show.
Thank you. That was written by John McGreevy, and he wrote many of the scripts for the Waltons, as well as many other TV shows. A wonderful writer. And he conceived that character, so I loved playing her.
Well, you did a great job. I mean, it was perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what's next for you, Reen? Are you writing still, or come up with some new stories?
Well, I have been thinking about a sequel to this story.
Okay.
Because there's so many characters in it whose lives we want to know what happened to them. And my readers who have always said to me, "When's the sequel? When's the sequel?" So, I'm working on an outline for that now, but I'm, a grandmother now, and I enjoy my life. I volunteer a lot at my church. I teach Sunday school and do the women's Bible studies, which I absolutely love. There's nothing like studying something, and then every time you look at it, you see something new.
That is so true. Yes.
So that's what I'm doing right now. But I am working on a sequel to this book, and that's you would have to know so much more about this story for me to even get into that. But
and you have so many stories,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I want you to come back because I want to know how you went from great actress who did The Waltons and did Days of Our Lives and Marcus Welby and Room 222 to become a nurse and then a writer. I mean, we know where the nurse and the writer came in, but I think it's interesting to know how you pivoted from acting and transitioned into nursing for a very long career. So I want to hear that next time.
Yeah. It's an interesting story of, true life happens.
Yep, it sure does.
Well, can we have you back sometime?
Oh, that'd be great, Dan.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And
well, how do people get your book? How can they look you up and find the book and maybe contact with you somehow?
Well, of course, it's available on Amazon. However, if you contact me at reenchristie@gmail.com.
Okay.
So it's REENCHRISTIE@gmail.com. And just send me a little note. I can send you a personally signed copy.
Okay.
And that I do have, I keep a little inventory here so that I can do that. And then we can, communicate that way.
I noticed on Amazon there was only one copy left when I went on this morning.
Oh, really?
One copy left on Amazon.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I think she's probably got the supply.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
over Amazon.
Well, I have them, and I'd love to send them and personally sign them. And then if anyone's interested, they can go on to Facebook, The Most Perfect Girl.
Okay.
Facebook page, and look at the comments there of the readers who have sent me their comments and their reviews. And you can also contact me through Facebook in that, for private messaging me through there.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. Reen, thanks so much for coming on this early in the morning. We appreciate it.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was a real pleasure to talk with you.
Yes, it was a pleasure talking to both of you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a great day.
You too, sweetheart. Thank you.
Have a great day. And we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we've got Capaldi's.
Yes, Joe Capaldi's here.
Joe Capaldi.
Joe's here.
We're going to be right back. Stay with us.
And streaming live on Facebook, Around the Table, on the original KHOC.
Welcome back to Around the Table. We are fortunate to have a surprisingly exciting guest in the show
He's
today.
so great.
Joe Capaldi from Capaldi's
One Stop.
Yes.
Heating and cooling.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Hey, you've got this auction going on. Instead of just doing a 50% off or 10% off, you're going to have an auction. Was this your idea to do this, or was it something that was suggested?
Well, we did it last year, and
it was very successful.
They gave me the opportunity to do it again, so I wanted to make sure to key in on it.
Yeah. Well, it gives recognition to the unit, and we're going to be talking a little bit about what that unit is, and it also kind of spotlights who you are in the community.
Yeah.
Somebody that cares about keeping people cool, or maybe if they're too hot, to cool them down. If they're too cold,
to warm them up.
Warm them up, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we like to take part in anything we can do to give back to the community.
Yeah.
It's a big part about why we're here and why we do what we do. Yeah. So we're excited for it.
Good. Well, tell us about this unit and what it is.
So it's a Daikin Entra. It's a 12,000 BTU unit. It covers about 550 square foot, which is roughly a 25 by 20 area. High efficiency. It hits about 18 SEER, which is your energy efficiency. It's how fast your meter is spinning outside when you're running it.
Okay.
Right? It mounts up on the wall. We run some mechanical items outside to a condenser. Wires up. They're great units. They throw air about 40 foot or so. Very quiet, very high efficient. People love them.
Okay. So if a guy wants to convert his garage into a man cave,
sure,
and there's no heating or cooling out there, this would be a perfect unit.
Or a she shed, Dan.
I think the man cave's first, and then
it's always the man first.
Hey, if you satisfy the guy, he'll build you whatever you want.
Well, either way, it'll work for him.
It'll work for him. You can mount this in a garage. Hopefully, the garage is insulated, but it'll provide the heat and cooling.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
And without duct work or any extra whatever.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about them is, they're minimally invasive. We drill a 2.5-inch hole, and that's about it.
Wow, that's it.
Yep. So.
Okay. And the auction price, once somebody gets the final bid on this, that includes the installation?
Correct.
Oh, awesome.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
And if you want to know more about it, you can go to moarkbigdeals.com. The auction is actually Tuesday, which is the 27th, from 6 until 6.
Oh,
so 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. People will be bidding all day long.
You can't bid days in advance or anything like that?
No, it's just one day. It's a one-day auction.
All right. Well, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we're
really
excited for it. It was exciting last year, We had a really good time with it, and we got a lot of good feedback from it too. So that's why we're really excited to do it again.
Yeah,
we love being part of the station.
I want to know a little bit more about Capaldi's One Stop. Is it a full service?
Yeah.
Do you do commercial property and residential?
Yep, absolutely. We do commercial, residential, the whole 9 yards. Pretty much, if you've got an air conditioner, we'll work on it as long as it's not in a car.
As long as,
not in a car.
We don't do the car with.
Yeah.
What about? Do you do service contracts too? Like someone says, I don't want to worry about my heating and air conditioner because the air conditioner sits all winter.
Right.
Should a person do maintenance on that every year, or what should we do?
Yeah, absolutely. At least a yearly maintenance is always recommended. We got a lot of folks, when their unit goes down, they'll ask what's wrong with it. Well, you haven't maintenance it in 5 years.
Exactly.
That's the problem, So we offer maintenance contracts, both once a year and twice a year contracts. We've got a wide variety of options to fit anyone's needs.
Okay. And what's your range? What's your
about 45-mile radius
45
is what we operate on. Yeah, we go out pretty far, and we even extend it a little more here and there, for certain situations. So it pretty much, if y'all need us, we'll figure out how to get to you.
Okay, all right. Well, we're wanting to promote the idea that this auction is coming up May 27th.
May 27th from 6 to 6.
And it's the current price. The opening bid is $2,500. And the retail price on it $4,447, I think, and change or
something
whatever.
Something like that, like $4,500.
And if you're the winner, you will get the installation free.
That's right.
All right.
And the unit, it really is a great deal if you are, new construction. If you are wanting to convert something, maybe you have someone in your life that lives in their own personal summer.
Or maybe you have an in-law that moved in.
Maybe you have you have converted something into being a mother-in-law suite or something like that.
Yeah.
And you really need, help with that.
If you may have even built a playhouse for your kids.
Sure.
Yeah.
You could put a little unit out there.
Or maybe you finished off a basement.
Yeah.
And you need, into a couple of rooms, and you need to have some, heating and cooling down there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really great. And the thing about Capaldi's is their staff is unbelievable because they have saved my life. I would have died of carbon monoxide poisoning if he had not come to my house.
Wow.
And this is the truth. And everybody that they've got working for them, all the way from Joe, all the way down to people that answer the phone. Amazing staff. And just the most professional people you ever want to meet.
I did call them one time, and they didn't answer. I'm not sure why, but they immediately called me back.
Yeah.
So I mean that's unusual.
Yeah. No.
Quite
exactly.
unusual.
It's customer service, and they know how to do it.
All right.
They know how to do it.
Joe, thanks so much for coming in. Do you want to add anything?
Thanks for having me. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our phone number is 870-743-1014. You can also find us online at 1hvacstop.com.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Good luck on the auction.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Whoever gets it's going to be real happy.
Yeah, they are.
Right.
We're going to take another break, guys. We'll be right back. And welcome back to our final minutes of the show.
That went fast.
With Lisa Johnson. You know, I wanted to talk a little bit about you.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You've been doing radio since the 80s, right?
Mm-hmm. Since it's my 40th year.
Yeah.
Since 1985.
Yeah. Do you still have passion for it?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't necessarily love all of the technicalities of it.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Because, you know, I'm old school.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to use 8-track tapes, people.
Yeah, little carts.
Yeah, and carts, yeah. And I could cut every commercial with a reel-to-reel tape.
Yeah.
And I was really good at that, cutting out breaths. The computer part, that part is great. But it's the social media stuff that I'm not really good at. I'm just not. I don't come up with creative ideas. If somebody gives me an idea, I can execute it.
Yeah.
I think that's part of my theater background. But I'm not a tech whiz. You know, everybody says, well, you have to do this and this. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Somebody's going to have to tell me what that means.
Well,
so,
in the beginning of radio, I don't know that anybody was technically inclined. They were mechanically, you know, they could cut and paste and do all
exactly.
that stuff.
It's certainly a lot easier now than it was in the 80s.
Yeah,
but,
I remember when I used to do linear editing, where you did tape editing and all this stuff, and I got really good at it.
Yeah,
and today,
the more you practice, the easier it is.
Today, if I had to go back to that, it would take weeks to do one little 30-second commercial.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think back to the days, even when I came to work here in 1995, we still had reel-to-reel tape. And we were still editing, you know, not as much, but there were still some things that we would have to edit. And then I was here maybe 3 or 4 months before everything became computerized.
Yeah, what's amazing back when it all started with all the tape and all the big heavy equipment, you know, that equipment gets moved to one side and then you get new stuff.
Yes.
And the thousands of dollars that you spent on this original stuff is worthless.
It's worthless.
Yeah.
This room right here used to have 2 huge tape machines that for the overnights. And you would have to change them. If you worked on the FM and you were working an overnight shift on the FM, you had to make sure and change out all of the reel-to-reel of the things that went on the air on the AM station overnights.
Did you have to record every minute?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it was, you know, it's changed a lot. It's great though. And it's wonderful. And I think that social media does get you closer to your audience.
Yeah.
Because they, you know, will comment in real time and things like that.
Well,
so that's good.
Yeah, I think you have to use social media nowadays to accentuate what you're doing.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you just did radio and didn't reach out social media wise, you'd probably die. And I think a lot of entities are doing that.
I think so.
They're not surviving.
Yep.
But
I agree.
I think KHOZ has done a phenomenal job of keeping up with all that.
Yeah, I think so too. And you've got to, you know, everybody says, well, radio is going to die. Radio has supposed to have died for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
And it's still kicking because as long as you do good local radio, good local radio is never going to go anywhere because you can, the sound is going to be the same as like a Sirius XM or, you know, anything like that. The sound will be the same because everything's digitalized and everything's going to sound the same. But when you talk about what's going on in the community, when you talk about Paradise Ice Cream or Moark Big Deals auction, or when you talk to guests, that's never going to go away. And so that's what you have to, you know, focus on.
You know, and I think people are living in a small town like this. They are to some degree community minded.
Yes.
They want to know what their neighbors are doing.
Yeah.
They're wanting to know what the other town down the road's doing. So, I mean, you can do that on social media. But the problem with social media for me is I'm only getting out to the people that's on my list.
Right. So it doesn't get to everybody. Exactly. So I mean, it's never going to go away. And local radio at its best. And that's what we do. That's what we do.
Well, you know what today is?
What is today?
Today is National Road Trip Day.
Oh, it is? I did not know that.
Friday. This is the Friday before Memorial Day.
Of course.
Road trip. The Friday before Memorial Day is National Road Trip Day, and it kicks off the summer road trip season.
Yes, because it's the unofficial, you know, kickoff of summer, Memorial Day.
And AAA predicts that about 45 million Americans will hit the road this holiday weekend. And if you want to beat the traffic back home, they suggest either leave Sunday night or waiting until Monday evening.
Well, you're not going to want to leave Sunday night because you're going to miss Memorial Day.
I know.
I mean,
it doesn't make any sense.
Monday night, I get, but
yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's also National Cooler Day. That kind of goes along with Memorial Day.
All right.
Right? Because
you got to strap a cooler to your back and take your drinks with you everywhere you go.
Take your drinks with you everywhere you go. Or if, you have to make a trip to Sam's or something, bring that cooler with you.
Bring the cooler, yeah. And if you're going, if you're fishing for carp, you got to put them in a cooler.
You got to put them in a cooler. I've never fished for carp, but I take your word for it.
I lived down south for 7 years.
Okay.
Around Monticello. And carp was the number one fish to catch.
Okay. So everybody caught carp and you had a big carp fish fry?
I never had carp, but they like, ooh.
I mean, but people eat it, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of meat there.
Okay, all right.
National Sunscreen Day.
Oh, yes.
Melanoma, skin cancers, one of the biggest causes of cancer in the United States.
Sunscreen.
1 in 5 Americans will develop some kind of skin cancer by the age of 70.
Wow.
And I have to battle that because my skin is
you
really
you have very fair skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also Title Track Day.
Okay.
So that's like the song is so good they named the album after it.
Oh.
So Born to Run.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Black and Black would be the AC/DC covered
That's
track.
correct.
Okay. National Lucky Penny Day.
Oh, they're getting rid of the pennies.
Now
pennies are no longer, right?
Do you pick it up if the head's up?
Yes.
Do you pick it up when the head's down?
Yeah, what I do when the head's down, I flip it over so it's heads up and somebody else can pick it up.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Give somebody else a nice day.
Yeah. National Taffy Day.
Ooh, I love taffy.
National Wig Out Day.
Ooh.
And World Turtle Day. I'm starting to see a lot of turtles on the road.
Yeah. Be careful of the turtles.
Yeah.
Remember the turtle races that we used to have?
Yeah.
Turtle races, yeah. It's probably against PETA's rules.
Put those cold bellies out on the hot pavement.
Yeah.
I hated that.
That was mean.
Yeah. Well, I had a great time with you.
I did too. Thanks for inviting me. It was fun.
Can we do it again sometime?
I hope so.
Well, I'm going to invade your show one of these days.
I wish you would. Oh, I would love that. 3 o'clock. Come on.
Well, have a great Memorial Day, everybody. We'll see you Monday.